Batman 3 Jokers, Book 2, written by Geoff Johns with art by Jason Fabok, colors by Brad Anderson, and lettered by Rob Leigh. Guys, this is the second issue of Batman 3 Jokers, and I'm telling you, I think this book is absolutely great. If you haven't been reading it, what are you waiting for? I'm telling you. Look, I used to be a Marvel channel. Now I'm a DC channel, thanks in part to books like this. As I said, Geoff Johns has done a great job so far writing this book. This is now 2 books out of 3 that have come out, and you should be reading it, as I just said. Now, this book right here, picks right up where the story left off in issue 1 after Jason Todd did his dirty deed for dirt cheap. I don't know. Is that something I can do here? I don't know. But anyway, we open up here following one of the 3 Jokers, or one of the 2 remaining Jokers if you read issue 1, here as he returns home from a hard day's work and sees his wife and his kid, and has, things just don't seem to be right on the Joker's home front here. It's all just a little bit odd, but that'll we kind of learn in just a minute that it's all just a figment of his imagination as we see the 2 Jokers hanging out and kind of chopping it up a little bit in between, after the events of issue 1 and, kind of formulating their plan for what's getting ready to go on here in the rest of this story. And we return to a murder scene is where we find ourselves next with Barbara Gordon and Batman and Barbara Gordon, I guess, showing up on the scene. Batman and Batgirl showing up at this murder of this judge. Now, this was a crooked judge and taking lots of payoffs and things like that, and it's of course suspected that that's part of the reason why this particular judge was sought out. And then we flash once again to Red Hood. Now, one of the things that we learned when Barbara had entered was that she was telling Batman about what Red Hood had done in issue 1. If you read issue 1, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it here for somebody who might be watching this and don't know. So she fills him in, and Batman's, they kind of have a nice little conversation about what Red Hood did, and whether Batman has a problem with it or not. Barbara had a problem with it, that's for sure. And Batman was like, hey man, not much I can do about it at this point. Kind of like, it is what it is, right? Well, and then we flash to Red Hood, who is out there doing his thing, trying to seek out, these Jokers and get some justice, right? Yeah, that's what's going on here. Very interesting stuff here. Getting into this second issue, a little bit of the psychological damage and things done to Jason Todd here is what we're seeing, and also don't forget about all that psychological stuff with Batman here as we see kind of some of his past and it coming forth in this book with Joe Chill. Very interesting stuff here as they go to the Blackgate to see Joe Chill. Very, very cool stuff. Again, by the end of this book, we get into a little bit more action. Just really great stuff here going on in this book. We get some really great moments with Jason Todd and Barbara Gordon. We get some just great stuff here. And then at the very end, this book ends on a high note. I am telling you, Geoff Johns did a phenomenal job writing this book, and Jason Fabok's art. Let's talk about that. It's just so great. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. I already showed you a couple of pages there. Let's show you just a little bit more. Working like look into some of this. Okay. Now I wanted you to see, look at the layouts here. These layouts. They're pretty basic. There's square panels, big panels, little panels. There's no broken panels, anything like that. Any of that kind of stuff spilling over. This is like old school comic storytelling or panel building or design or whatnot. I'm not sure what you call that. The layouts on it, I guess. Just beautiful stuff. Look into some of this artwork. I mean, it's so look. This is like you could easily look at this and be like, oh, it's just kind of generic. It's simple. It's easy. But, if you've ever listened to heavy metal music or hardcore music, more like it, metal music, and listened to hardcore, and you've heard of a band called Madball, that sometimes basics get you done. That's all it takes. A minute and a half, bang, 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 come out, get done and get said what you need to get said. That's what they did in this book, man. I'm telling you. The story is great. The art in here is freaking phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that. And look, look, they're not pulling any kind of fancy stunts or anything here. This is like reading an old school book, one that, you know, if you're an older reader like myself or even older, you're probably used to this type of format. And for me, this freaking works, man. I love this series, what they're doing. Like, I know it's only 3 issues, each issue $6.99. It's sad to see that this is going to be coming to an end next month after the 3rd issue comes out, because this is something that comics needs. Comics needs more of this great, nice, good stories planned out, and I know they took time doing this, and you can tell the time and love and energy and everything they put into this so it can make sweet love to my eyes, and I just, I love it, and you should be loving it too. I want to know from you, have you read Batman 3 Jokers? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, one other thing I also want to mention before I go off, before I end this video, is because, you know what? I just talked about several things here without even mentioning the colorist here, Brad Anderson. I mean, even look in this cover, right? Like, you've seen the art. I showed it to you. You've seen the colors there too. But just look at this stuff. And I'm telling you, they're not pulling any punches. They're not doing anything fancy. They're just doing good classic storytelling, good classic artwork with good classic layouts and all kinds of things like that. And don't forget, when you get to pick up your book, you get to pick up these Jokers cards as well. Yeah, that right. Hey, they're giving you a bonus. And I did get this variant cover, like I said, and it's got the card here turned over. Where if you get the other variant covers, it's all turned over upside down like the other way. The Joker's on top. Pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. But once again, guys, I want to know from you: have you been reading Batman 3 Jokers? If so, what did you think about it? And just everything. Let me know all your guys' thoughts. Like I said, I don't read a whole lot of, you know, DC books. I'm getting more into it. If you check out my comic book pull list this week, hey, it's building, it's growing, right? We're a DC channel here now. I'm just playing, guys. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here today. Again, I am Trinity. Thank you for so much for being here on the 2nd Street Marvel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and give it a thumbs down if you don't like this, you don't like Geoff Johns, you don't like this book, whatever. It's all good. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we love to talk about comic books. We are now a DC channel. Yeah, that's right. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.